It's not every day that you can trade away your 25 or 26-year-old generational superstar that's just entering his prime, not even a year after he had the best season of his career and led your team to the finals, and somehow reap the rewards of landing the first overall pick and being able to draft one of the best American-born prospects we've seen since the turn of the century. But that's what happened. Cooper Flagg is now a member of the Dallas Mavericks. Officially, we've known this since they landed the first overall pick. No matter who got the first overall pick, it was going to be Cooper Flagg. And for good reason. Flagg is a very complete prospect. And when you look at the way scouts view the game and the different ways scouts can view a prospect, he checks off all the boxes. If you want to look at the advanced profile, his true shooting percentage was 59.3%. He had a very high usage rate at 30.9%. His assist to turnover ratio was at 2 for a guy that isn't a true point guard. That's pretty good considering his age and the role he had to play on the usage he was given. His player efficiency rating was at 30.4. That would be among the best in the NBA. His box score plus minus was among the best we've seen in college. And to look at it from a more basic stat perspective, he averaged 19 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, 4.2 assists per game, 1.4 steals and blocks per game. He shot 48.1% from the field. He shot 38.5% from 3 on 3.6 attempts per game. He got to the line at a good rate, 5.8 free throw attempts per game. Shot 84% from the line. He's somebody that just watching him play checks off all the boxes. He's a high motor player. He plays hard on both ends of the floor. He doesn't take plays off. He's somebody that can be versatile on both ends of the floor. On offense, he can play on the ball. He can play off the ball. And on defense, on ball, off ball as well. But somebody that can really just do it all defensively for a wing. There really isn't a major flaw in his game, which is really shocking considering how young he is. To put it into perspective, he's basically the same age LeBron James was when he entered the league as a prep to pro player, and Flagg will be the youngest player in the NBA once he steps onto an NBA court. He's somebody that I think will have an instant impact the moment he plays his first game in Dallas, and there really is no reason to believe otherwise, just based off what he's proven to us. He's somebody that plays the game well beyond his years. He's somebody that has a well-rounded skill set and still has room to get a lot better. His handle can get better. He can grow as an on-ball player more. He's somebody that can get better with his decision-making, maybe be a bit more consistent with his three-point shot. These are all things that are very fixable, and that's what makes him so special. It's not that he's like an outlier physically, or he's this outlier in one specific skill. It's the fact that at the very least, he is close to good at just about everything. He's somebody that passes, he rebounds, he can score, he defends, and on top of that, nothing about his game suggests that he's done growing. He's gotten better every year of his career. He's somebody that I look at and see a motor that really isn't matched by many prospects I've evaluated since I started this in 2016, and that's a positive indicator for if he can continue to grow as a player. And I really like the situation for him in Dallas from a basketball perspective, because you look at him, he's not going to have the most pressure on him to be the guy right away. They have Anthony Davis, who is a future first ballot Hall of Famer. He has Klay Thompson there, who isn't what he once was, but he's another future Hall of Famer. And while we don't know when Kyrie Irving's coming back, he is somebody that really can relate to Cooper Flagg. They have a lot in common. They both went to Duke. They both went first overall right after losing the generational superstar. And they both, funny enough, had the same high school coach. Kevin Boyle was Kyrie Irving's head coach in New Jersey, and he was also Cooper Flagg's head coach at Montverde Academy. So he has a lot of guys that can help him, and I think being able to see what the work looks like for a Hall of Famer like Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, seeing how much work goes into that, and also being able to be mentored by those guys as well that can relate to him, especially Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving as these former first overall picks, and they can help guide him through the pressure and help him become somebody that eases into the league more than being forced into a situation where he has to be the guy right away, like we saw with Cade Cunningham in Detroit early on. I think that way can work. It has worked for Cade, but I also think that seeing what Jason Tatum was when he entered the league and how being eased into it over the course of like a year and a half, that helped him. I could see something similar with Cooper Flagg, and it's no guarantee that he becomes a great player or reaches his ceiling. There's no guarantee in basketball. I say it all the time in my videos, only time will tell with how good these players can be. We have to see how it plays out on the court. But I really like his situation. I think that he is in a spot basketball-wise to get the most out of him and his development. And I already really like the profile we have with him. As anyone said, it's an incredible prospect profile to look at. And I just don't see a world where he's not at least a starter or close to a starter. If you want to know like what I think his ceiling is, he has no true one-to-one comparison because he's very unique. We haven't seen a guy this young that's this complete with this kind of motor and this kind of feel. But in terms of what I think like the best version of him might look like, I think we're looking at maybe a Jason Tatum type of player. And that's an incredible player. Tatum has made first team All-NBA multiple years in a row before, unfortunately, the Achilles tear. And I think Flagg could be that. Be a guy that is a top 5 to 10 player in the league consistently. Somebody that puts up good scoring numbers from 25 to 27 points per game, maybe peaks at 30 if he grows the way I think he might be able to on the ball. Somebody that can be a really good rebounder, averages 7 to 9 rebounds per game, is a really good playmaker, even if he's not a true point guard level 1. Somebody that's versatile and really impactful on defense, and I would say his defense is something that I think he can be even better than Tatum at, and Tatum is a great defender in his own right, so that really says something. I've seen some comps to Kawhi Leonard. I don't know about that. Kawhi at his peak is like super all-time great stuff. That might be a bit high, but I don't think you can rule that out either because of the defense and what he could be offensively. But with Cooper Flagg, I have no questions about like if he can be a good NBA player. I think that he's the closest thing the American game has seen in a while to a sure thing. And there's no such thing as a sure thing, but he's probably the closest thing we've seen to that. And I don't think he's quite on the Luka Doncic, Victor Wembanyama level of prospect, but he is among the best prospects I've evaluated and one of the better prospects we've seen, again, since the turn of the century. I'm really excited to see how he turns out in his NBA career. He's from the New England area. I'm from the New England area. I've been rooting for him for years now, before he even went to Montverde, and he kind of blew up on the U15 FIBA circuit. So I'm really excited to see. I think for Dallas Mavericks fans, they deserve this after what the front office put them through this season. I'm really excited to see how he develops. I'm really encouraged by the players he has around him to help him develop. And I really think that we could be seeing something truly special over the next few years. But I'd love to hear what you think about that in the comment section below.